Well, we're here. We're at our post office. Little tiny thing that it is. Not a very big one, but ours. Let's see if we got a mail call inside. Looks like mail call is here today. Let's go to the shop. Okay, we're back at the shop on a cold, damp day. But it's a happy day because I got something here that I've been waiting to get. This is a real game changer in the BHN testing arena. So let me just hush up, open it, and show you boys what I got. Oh, Harry, you sent me some samples. That just saved me some time in the movie. That's wonderful. Let's see what Harry's got to say. Hi there, Charlie. I hope this mold fits your needs. It takes away all the filing you had to do before. When I was testing, I'd fill both cavities to get the heat in. As you see, only one side has the flat spot, but this does give you the same size dimple every time, or same size sample. Now, if you're using the lead tester with it set up so that the button is flush at the full throw, it'll save a lot of time, and with your size sample, you can do it repeatedly. Now, I just felt like doing something nice for a guy I consider a long-range friend. So my friend, I hope this helps you out. Harry. Harry, I'd say you have no idea how tickled I am, but I know that you do have an idea because this is nothing new to you. It is for me, and it is a game changer, and I'll show you boys just how much of a game changer here in a minute. So what he's done is he has milled one side of this mold here. You see that flat spot? So that now, right here, every time you pour that cavity, it's going to come out with a flat side on it. And so with a flat side, there's no need to file the doggone cast to have a place to test. Look at that. You know, the casting community has to be the most innovative community I have ever been involved with. Isn't that awesome? There's plenty of room here for me to do more than one test, because sometimes if I'm working with a lead that I've mixed up, like a hollow point lead, 20 to 1, 40 to 1, something like that, I'm not only curious as what the BHN may be on cast day, but I sometimes look at it a week later, a minimum of 48 hours later, because things change. And all the different books will tell you, yeah, lead gets harder and then softer over a period of time. Well, that doesn't mean a lot to me other than the fact that it happens. So by testing pretty thoroughly and consistently over the years, I've gotten a feel for how different leads harden and soften over time. And for me, that makes a big difference. Of course, everybody knows I'm OCD. Nothing to hide. I'm just crazy that way. All right, let me set this camera up a little different, and I'll show you what I've had to do in the past without having a game changer like this. Harry, mwah! I'll throw a big kiss at you, buddy. Okay, now, Here at the vise is where my BHN testing starts. I'll take a cast from one of the casts that I've made. You know, end up with a whole pile of them. I'll just take one at random, preferably one that I don't like. And it comes here to the vise, and then I'm gonna have to file a flat on the side of it. Okay, so here's what happens. Take a big flat bastard file like this. Look at all that lead stuck in the file. That stuff don't come out. I'll bang this thing like this. You can see some parts and pieces come out, but they spread all over the floor, and then the dog's walking through it. And I'm kind of concerned about that. Anyway, I got my cast here in the vise, and I'll file like this carefully over and over and over. You can't get in a big hurry like this, or else your filing won't be flat and smooth. And then about the time I think I got it, check it out and make sure it's not any uppities in there, and it's smooth, because all these little file marks show up in that magnifying glass when you're trying to measure the dimple. And so the smoother it is, the easier it is to read, and the more accurate the number you get. So after that, bang the file, but it never comes clean. After this, Harry, I'll get my files clean, and I won't be using them on lead anymore. God bless you, Harry, you old fart. All right, now I'll show you something else. Let me move the camera. Okay, now, something else Harry was saying was that I can reset this testing dimple die, or whatever the hell they call it, to where I can just take a full stroke on the press, and that'll even out that plunger with the top here where we're supposed to have it flush for the 30 seconds that you're making a dimple. In the past, I haven't been able to do that, and here's why. I'll show you. There's a 357 38 type slug that I've put a test on, and the diameter of this is different from, say, one that, gee, I hope that's focusing, that I'm testing, that's, say, the 45. So that means I've had to use different strokes to bring that plunger up flush with the top of that spring-loaded dimple die. And that's part of something that I have always hated. And I didn't realize this about Harry's testing mold, but on this camera, okay, we just do that. I didn't realize this before, but I can set that die now, because I will, just one second. That I was saying that now I will always be testing a big 44 or 45 caliber. I didn't look on the box. Looks like a 45 caliber die, or mold he used. But I'll always be testing this diameter no matter what cast I'm pouring or casting. You know what I'm saying? This will always be the test subject of the bullet metal that I'm using. So what Harry was saying is I can set that press so that when I make a full stroke and just let her lock down, cammed over, that the top of that die will be flush. And then all I got to do is look up there at the clock and watch the 30 seconds pass, take it out, and go to measuring with the pocket scope. And this pocket scope has a nice long ways that it can travel back and forth on this flat, so I can get more than one test on here. See? And test on this end once, turn it around, test on the other end, put the scope up there, measure it. This is so awesome, Harry. I could hug your neck if you were here. Here's a big hug. Oh, hug, hug, hug. So I'll show you here exactly what he's talking about. We can turn this rig a little bit. Bring it up a little bit closer. All right, now you can see top of the die, and I've already adjusted it. I got his sample in there. Now I just take and lock that lever over. Both hands are free, and the top of this plunger is flush. Harry, you're brilliant. I thought you were brilliant for figuring out how to put a flat on one of these dies like this, or molds. But now, this part I never thought of. You're brilliant, buddy, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Harry. Oh, thanks, Harry. Okay, so you might be asking, how am I going to use this? Well, for instance, let's say I got the old mold oven turned on, and I've got my lead pot loaded up and starting to melt, whichever one I'm using. And then I'll reach down here and I'll turn this thing up on high and start preheating those molds. Well, now all I got to do is throw this little mold here that Harry made, put that in there with it, and it can warm up too. So when I'm ready to start casting, I'll take and do 2 or 3 samples out of this once I've got this pot running good and it's all stirred up and fluxed like I want it, and I'm using the kind of bullet metal that I want to use. I'll take 2 or 3 samples from this mold, and then I'm done as far as testing the BHN. So it doesn't matter whether this is a pistol mold or a rifle mold, whatever. I can find out what it is. Even a ball mold. I didn't even think about that. No matter the mold, no matter the cast, I can always have the same test sample like I showed you just now to test with. Harry, you are brilliant. Harry's Backyard Inventors. That's his YouTube channel. I'll show you that here when I get up to the computer. Okay, this is Harry's channel here. He goes by Backyard Inventor. Now you boys go over there and check this out. Give him a sub. As you can see, Harry's into just about everything. And he's got some really interesting videos going. So Harry, thank you again, my friend. I appreciate that mold more than you'll ever know.